I was a registered nurse for more than 20 years, and I had not a clue about any of this. I had learned how to take care of people. I worked in the emergency room. I worked in ICU. I knew all about nutrition and all the caloric requirements. I knew about a little bit about exercise physiology, and I knew certainly that in order to lose weight, that you had to take in less calories than what you burned up. Dr. Simeons realized that people were being maligned because of their obesity. We thought that obesity was connected to a lack of self-control. We thought that obesity were people who just really didn't have any get up and go, and that whatever get up and go that they had gotten up and left, is how we looked at it. And many people who found that they worked as hard as they could, they ate as little as they could, and they just weren't getting the results that they wanted. Well, Dr. Simeons decreed more than 60 years ago that obesity is indeed a disease. Just recently, the American Medical Association declared that obesity was a disease. I wish I had known that years ago. I started going on diets where I ate only meats, diets where I didn't eat anything, diets where I ate raw vegetables, all these different types of diets. Well, each time you went on a diet, you tasked your diencephalon. Your diencephalon, as I said earlier, is that organ that determines what food, what nutrition goes where. Now, fat number one. Fat number one is kind of like packing material. Your feet have bones in them, and you walk on your feet, and the kind of fat that's in your feet, it keeps your feet from hurting when you walk. It stops your bones from rubbing together. It is also the sort of things that's present in our flanks that bears down our kidneys and keep our kidneys from being hurt when we run into things, or it just protects us from just the normal jarring of walking and moving. So fat number one we really, really need, and we need that to make our lives complete, to make our bodies work. The second kind of fat that I want to talk about is the fat that we call the normal fat reserve. Now, the normal fat reserves is situated in different locations in your body, and when you need some emergency calories, that is what your normal fat reserve is for. If you, say, go too long without eating, your normal fat reserve is where you're going to find your calories. If you suddenly are engaged in the fight or flight response that we talk about in physiology, that's when your normal fat reserve will kick in. Now, if you have an abundance of your structural fat, the one I talked about, fat number one, and an abundance of your normal fat reserves, no way, no shape, or no fashion can you be called obese. Now let's talk a little bit about fat number three. That's the one from which the obese person suffers. None of this nonsense about obese people deciding, well, I'm obese because it's a disease, so I'll just rest on my laurels and be fat the rest of my life. For those of you that are not yet feeling the effects of obesity, I get that your health is not important to you. I get that the last thing that you're thinking about is your health. I understand that you want to look good, you want to be appealing, you want to be desirable, you want to look good in your clothing. And all those are emotional reasons. Part of the reason that you are going to lose weight to begin with is because of an emotional reason. No one explaining to you why being overweight is unhealthy is going to get you to lose weight. Certainly, it won't get you to lose weight on a permanent basis. We as human beings are impacted by our emotions, by our heart, how we feel about a particular thing.